Previously in the anime, Coco was getting ready to learn magic, and Qifrey found the reason why she can't draw a perfect magic circle. The defect lies on her pen, every which selects their own pen, so Qifrey brought them out for some shopping. But that's where Coco saw that brimmed cap guy who had given her that black magic book. So Coco wasted no time to follow him to get the answers. On how to save her mother, her friends also followed along, but that brimmed cap brought them to a different space. Kinda like maze where you can never leave. Plus, he had even released a dragon there. Kids were giving it their all just to survive. Meanwhile, Qifrey was also on his way to save them. But can he arrive there on time? Let's see. Things aren't getting any better for the group as they realize they are just circling around. The panic was spreading among them, but Coco gave a little nudge to Tesha. She apologized in her own merry way too, and comforted her, which worked quite well. Because a bit earlier, there was this air between everyone that everything happening to them was because of Coco. Anyways, this filled Tesha's heart, and she created a puffed-up cloud magic that she invented. She even apologized for looking at her like it was Coco's fault. This gets them in good terms, but they are still in trouble if they forgot by any chance. So, what's the plan? How can they get out of this place? It's a huge maze made by some kind of forbidden magic, and Coco recalls watching a magic circle. It's guarded by that dragon, and it seems its size is getting bigger. Now, there's no way their offensive spell will work on it, and Coco was the first to realize that. So she had an idea. Assessing the situation, she thought of making a huge cloud bed for the dragon. It seems weird, but if you look at it for just a little bit distraction, this might work, because who won't like a warm and fluffy bed to sleep in? Coco was worried for even that dragon despite being threatened by it. This was the moment the inner which awakened, and Tesha asked God to step up their game. She was in, so this raised their morale to fight. So everyone got to work to find a way to create such a large-scale cloud bed which could endure that dragon's weight. From everywhere they were hitting a dead end, but Agat got the idea to create that cloud, including the sand. Rish got to work to make that breaking spell cast, while Tesha has the work to gather up the sand at central part of the area. Meanwhile, she's thinking of an envelope spell to gather everything together to make the cloud durable. Coco wasn't good at magic drawing, so God got nothing to give to her. So Coco tried to be useful. She wanted to learn how to draw a perfect magic circle and observe how these three first imagined the circle and then drew it. It took quite a lot of tries for Coco to finally make a perfect magic circle. Watching her hard work and never giving up gives an idea to God about her problem. So according to that, she and others got ready to execute their plan, to select perfect place to draw their magic circle and create that cloud. Now, to make the cloud last for longer period is the key to their problem. And when Agat saw Coco trying again and again, she thought of making a repetition spell and add it to cloud's spell. This way the clouds will keep on regenerating themselves. Their plan was a success, all thanks to one invention of Tesha. Meanwhile, that brush buddy leads Qifrey to the alley where kids had vanished. But the kids made his work easier, although accidentally, they erased a bit of that magic circle, which caused a storm to appear, but also made a hole in this sky, leading back to their world. Their life was in danger, but Qifrey arrived there in time, and he goes right up in the sky, and literally vanquished that storm, and made a huge water dragon. This was really one of the majestic moments of anime, where the animators forget about the budget. But on the other hand, that brimmed cap guy got his hands on Coco and took her in a different space. He's planning really big for Coco. But for now, she got out safe and sound. And after waking up, she apologized to all for following that guy. After that, Qifrey asked that store owner to look into the ink that was used to make the forbidden magic. At first, the owner said no, but looking at Qifrey, so angry, he changed his mind. After that incident, everything went back to normal, and Coco was still trying to make it. Agat was bothered by it, so she went out to concentrate. On the other hand, Coco was still trying to get her mistakes right. With that stone, she can draw just fine, but can't use that pen. Qifrey saw this, and came to teach her a good lesson. And that lesson is to take a rest and eat. At first, he offered her some stew boiled in the pot. It was good, but was 2 years old. The reason it didn't spoil is because the pot has a magic circle that keeps repeating the moment when it was freshly made, although that circle needs redrawing regularly. So now he gives a task to Coco. He gave some yams to Coco to cook. She knows that fire spell, so she gave a go. But it didn't work, because the levitating magic with fire needs adjustment. Not too weak nor too strong. So Coco kept on trying, and trying, and finally she passed the test. That yam turned out great. Qifrey himself learned the magic in this way. He was bad at swimming, so he included water magic in his everyday life to get used to it. Eventually he got better at swimming, plus he mastered the water magic. So his point is, if you're bad at something, include in your life, and you will get better at it. So after that comes some relaxing time, as the food got ready to enjoy. But Coco thought of going outside to eat today, but the weather wasn't very nice. Even so, Qifrey was ready, and showed they can still go out easily. He made a protective spell to not get wet from the rain, and took them all under the bridge to enjoy their meal. It was such a calming time, even the rain stopped, so Coco thought of calling a god as well. But when she came back, a mysterious guy opened the door. Coco hides behind Qifrey, and Qifrey explained how he took in Coco as his new apprentice. But after hearing that, the guy goes nuts and decides to hand Coco over to the knights. So Qifrey gives a point-blank threat to stop, or something bad will happen. Even Alrujo didn't take Qifrey lightly, and let Coco go. Only after that Qifrey fully explained how Coco was also the victim of the brimmed cap cult. Alrujo is a watchful eye for this atelier. The Great Hall assigns watchful eyes to every atelier to make sure the witches don't take too many apprentices. Anyways, Alrujo was against the idea of going after those brimmed caps from the start, and even now, he thinks to give this case to the knights. But if they take Coco, they will erase the knowledge of magic from her along with her love for it. That's something Qifrey can't let happen. So he said they will have to erase his memories too, if they do it to Coco. Hearing that, Alrujo backed off for now at least. This solves their problem. And after that, Coco goes around to find that brush buddy, but went into Alrujo's room. Still, she went inside to find him, but Alrujo had already caught it. She was still soaked in bath water, so Alrujo dried her up with magic. But Coco noticed the floor are the same ones that she saw when that brimmed cap had appeared. This magic floor was the reason she fell in love with magic. Alrujo said this is his own invention, which was perplexing. Well, in any case, Coco didn't notice that huge clue and went on with her everyday life. But then suddenly a guy showed up asking for help as his son is stuck under the bridge that collapsed just now. And right there, the recap has to end for today. But stay tuned to find out what happened next. But to do that, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated. Till then, take care.